You see, I should remind you of a book. It was named The Vandals at the Gates of Medicine. The name of the book was Vandals at the Gates of Medicine. It was written by a doctor, Dr. Faria, and published in 1995. It was predicted that vandals who are sitting at the gates of medicine will do whatever they like to do. The big pharma is now involved in cancer treatment and is not a new phenomenon. It has started since 1970s. Yeah. They have built a cancer industry. So more and more, it now seems that cancer medicine has become synonymous with cancer industry. Cancer medicine generates enormous revenues and skyrocketing profits, but marginal benefits are offered to the patients. It is true that cancer is a very big problem, okay, but everybody also now knows that big problems generate big hype, which in turn generates big business. After all, hype is necessary for the survival of such big business. We are witnessing that the newer cancer drugs are unreasonably expensive. You may know that a paper recently presented by the Tata Memorial Hospital, Mumbai, conveys that not more than 3% of the Indian patients will afford this kind of drugs. So under these circumstances, cancer industry, if it wants to survive, is left with only one recourse, which is creating mindless hype periodically. So far as the biology is concerned, as like many other such diseases which arise from our own physiology, it doesn't come from outside. It arises from our own physiology. So the word cure, as we understand, does not apply here. However, they can be controlled. These diseases can be controlled and thus can be lived with. Similarly, the phrase like war on cancer is a misnomer. Unfortunately, the history of modern cancer research of, say, at least 50 years is the history of devastating war on patients. Since cancer cannot be won over by so-called war, the history of our modern cancer research is one of episodic fads and fascinating stories with limited shelf lives.
Are you saying that cancer itself is a war on patients, or the cancer industry has become the war on patients?
Cancer industry has launched a war against cancer. In the name of war against cancer, they are waging war against the people. Because cancer cannot be won by so-called war. It can be controlled. Its disturbing symptoms can be minimized for years together, even decades together. Look at the diabetes, look at the heart diseases, look at the arthritis. These are the diseases which arise from your own body. Nobody has given you these diseases. Similarly, cancer is another kind of, we call it autochthonous disease. It arises from your own self. So it cannot be won by any war. That is why cancer war is a misnomer. Now, you see, these kind of researches and these kind of treatment, this will continue. This will continue as long as corporate medicine survives and as long as we continue to dance to their tunes. All the more, Modern medicine is also criticized for its tunnel view. It highlights the parts while forgetting the whole. As long as such a tunnel view continues, we shall witness, fractional successes, of course, but with overall failure. Now, what should be the alternative, you may ask? The alternative, to my mind, the alternative course will be the development of more rational, holistic, and humane medicine, which will teach us the better ways of controlling the menace of cancer. It only denotes that alertness on our part is mandatory in the face of the corporate vandalism.